Hi, welcome to Sylvie's technique vlog. If you guys are new to my technique vlogs, basically this is just me talking about techniques that I'm working on actually in my training, something that's come up due to something that I've just learned from a crew or legend in the Muay Thai library, or it's something that I've been forced to work on because of something that just happened in a fight, something I'm trying to fix, this kind of thing. So they're not really instructional necessarily, and they're not necessarily demonstrational. It's not like this is the thing that you do for this. It's just basically my thoughts and reflections about things that I'm working on in my training, and hopefully you guys get something out of it as well. I have a shorter version that I make public so that everyone can see what this is and immediately just take it to the gym and work on it themselves. And then I have a much longer explanation with more details about where I learned it, kind of the obstacles I'm coming up against it in my own training and my experiences with it there, that I offer for my patrons. So if you're not yet a patron, you can click on the link in the description below and easily become one. And you can see all my other technique vlogs on my YouTube channel, and as a patron, you can see those over on Patreon as well. This one is about training around injury. So I have a particular injury right now, which is that in my last fight, which was fight 270, my shin split open. So this is actually the third time this has happened, and it's the same spot, which means that really it happened once, and then 2 more times that same spot has opened, and it's just kind of like a zipper being unzipped. It just keeps getting longer. So I'm really concerned about not having it open easily again. The first time it happened, I got stitches on it late, like I got it maybe the next day or something, and then I ended up fighting with the stitches in by just pulling like a anklet sock over it. And it didn't open again in that fight, so I was happy. But I think that on the shin, it's actually quite deep. This last time that I got them from this fight, the doctor put 2 internal stitches, so like 2 very deep self-dissolving stitches deeper, and then 4 on top. So I think that those internal stitches are gonna help it hold together much better than what I would generally do, which is just kind of like plaster over the top. So hopefully won't be opening up in training and things like this. But while I'm healing, like while I'm giving it a rest, I don't do like universal rest. It's not like my ankle hurts, so I do absolutely nothing. I've broken my hand, I've broken my foot, broken my nose. Like you can train around pretty much anything. If there are things you can't train around, that's you. You are justified in that 100%. You do not need to justify yourself to anybody. For me, I'm always training around something. So because I can't kick on my shin, there are a number of ways that I'm working around this. And I kind of like to use things that I would be kind of doing in a fight. Like it started bleeding in my fight, so what would you do? I kept blocking on it because fights are short. But you can switch your stance, right? So I've closed my open side. This is my open side, so the opponent wants to kick this side all the time. And so that's why I was blocking on this side all the time, is that she was trying to hit my open side. That's a higher point. So if I just close that side, it's less important for me to block this side now because it's the closed side. Still should block, but if I'm injured, I don't have to be doing this all the time. You can also cross block. You can just, take care of that leg with your other leg that way. Defensively, that's something that you can do. You can interrupt with crosses and things like this. But in terms of actually training, not being able to use right kicks, I've pretty much been trying to change all of my right kicks into right knees, which is a different distance. So that's a little bit tricky. So something that I've been doing is that the same way I would be setting up for a right kick, which is a little bit longer, is I just have to come a little bit closer to throw that knee instead of the kick. So if I would be here and I can throw the kick this way, I basically just have to get a little bit closer, and then I can throw that right knee instead of the kick most of the time. So in terms of training around an injury, I don't want to train myself to stop using my right leg, and I might have to stop using it for quite a bit of time in order to allow it to heal. So I don't want it to become a habit to not block on this side or to not kick on this side. So I'm replacing it with something that basically will feel similar in the context of actually throwing something, so that when I'm able to throw my kick again, I haven't like completely compartmentalized that side of my body. I'm trying to basically have a little like segue stand-in until I'm able to bring my right kick back into that. So mostly training around injuries is mental. It's like getting yourself to not feel sorry for yourself for not being able to use it, but putting something in that can then transition back to what you're replacing is a really good way to do that. you want to hear all the ways I've been working around this injury, as well as some of the mental tactics I've taken to getting the most out of training around injuries, check out the full-length version on my Patreon. Thanks, guys.